Today is July 22nd, and I haven't been checking in too much about the regular, I guess. And I would say that things are going well. I got an email today when I woke up from Nikki Vascones, who is the animal communication teacher, that Lori Cohen, I finally remembered their names, referred me to. So I feel like that's very encouraging, very positive sign that that's happening so quickly. It is going to be very expensive. It's between $3,500 and $5,000 to do the course. But to me, that's not really that big of an investment compared to what it can give back. Especially if I integrate it into my program the way I would, and the way I would intend to. You can make that much money back easily in 1 to 2 months. So $5,000 sounds like a lot of money up front, especially for something like this that's woo-woo and seen as crazy, not real. If you're a skeptic and you're thinking, well, this stuff isn't real, then of course, in every single way, it's going to sound batshit crazy to drop $5,000 on something that's not real. But I do fully believe that it's real. I don't think that people like Lori are making all of these videos out of nowhere. I mean, just making stuff up out of the clear blue sky. To me, that just doesn't make sense, especially when the owners are confirming what they're saying, and it's stuff that they just shouldn't know. It's not stuff that's on social media or on the internet, or things that they're like. The one cat that I'm thinking of right now, I can't remember his name, but he basically outed his mom for masturbating all the time. Like she just spent her day buzzing one out. Okay, well, I mean, I don't think she's posting about that on the internet. I think that that's a very secretive part of her life. And yet, this cat told the animal communicator about it. There was even one where there was a chick who was a lesbian, and the cat outed her. And I don't think she had even come out of the closet. Like, there's just all these things, and it's always cats. Like, cats are apparently the biggest narcs when it comes to, like, your personal information. They will tell you out in a heartbeat. It's kind of interesting. And really not surprising. Because cats are just, they play on a different level. Anyway, and I just realized that I had seen a state police earlier, and I kind of just lose all remembrance of what I'm doing when I see, like, the state police or a cop in general when I'm driving, because typically I'm going too fast or, something along those lines. And I ended up turning through town when I really didn't need to, but whatever. It's fine. Yeah, cats play on a different level. But anyway, I feel like it's a part of my life journey. I feel like, and this is actually, I do realize that in one of my videos, it was like really loud. The air was really loud. Because I'm just in my car driving to work, so that's funny. This train stopped me at a train track maybe 6 to 10 miles from here. And now, had I not gone through town, I wouldn't be stopped. But since I got distracted by the cop and went through town, I'm now being stopped by the same train at a different crossing. Welcome to this town, because that's what life is all about here, being stopped by trains. I generally leave pretty early though for work. While we're on that topic, another positive sign is that I am actually wanting to eat healthier. Like, typically I would be on my way to Zaxby's, right? We've identified that Zaxby's is like my main form of food intake. I don't really want Zaxby's, and I haven't wanted Zaxby's. I've started eating a tuna salad bowl with lettuce, banana pepper, onions, green pepper, cucumber, and a bunch of tuna and some provolone cheese from Subway. I just realized, I don't know why I've never really looked at this on their menu, but they have just salads instead of subs, and I've really enjoyed that. And this is absolutely absurd. Like, I guess I caught the train on the very end of it at the last track, and now, literally when I was starting this video, I was stopped at the last train track, and now I'm like getting the front end of the train on this one. I'm trying not to be frustrated. Like, inside of me, I want to be very angry about this, because it's like, one, I shouldn't even be here. I should be on the bypass. Two, are you kidding? I'm actually hitting the front end of this thing when I just barely got on the back end of it before. And like, so I try and just take some deep breaths, and I say my mantra: everything is exactly as it should be. Deep breath. Everything is working for me. I am aligned with my highest timeline and frequency. And there, again, those are the first three. They're the only three that I have memorized for some reason out of the like 10 bullet points of things that I say, which also I haven't been doing every day. For basically the past, since I last wrote, for sure. But I think did a video, which I want to say was the 17th. But I want to say for the past at least 7 days, I am not kidding when I tell you I've basically been asleep the whole time when I'm not at work. And I even called in once to work, because I've just been in this place mentally where it feels like I'm like checked out from life. And I really hate that I'm putting this out there so publicly, because there's probably around 5 people out of the 8 billion people on this planet that I wouldn't want to see these videos because of things that I'm saying. So like, one would be my boss. And there's things that I'm not going to include on these videos because I don't want people like my boss seeing them and hearing about them. And I'm not even going to get into that, because you can't really get into that without hinting at it enough to where it's obvious to what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to go there. But basically, even though I'm putting this out there somewhat anonymously, in the sense that I haven't used my name. Well, I guess I have used my name, but like, I haven't used my name on all the videos. It's called manifestation documentation. And I'm like really fighting the urge to not be really angry that I'm still, like, I'm spending 20 minutes driving through a town that's 2 miles long because I didn't take the bypass. It's really hard for me not to be really angry about that. But in the, some people, they name their YouTube channels after their name, and they include it in every episode, and they include it in the description under the episode. I'm not doing that. I think in the first video I probably said who I am. But this video is not intended to be about me, although it is about me in the sense that I'm the subject of this study. But the point is the study. The point is that we are all able to do what I'm doing. We are all able to manifest. And we are all already manifesting our lives. We just don't realize it. We think that everything is happening to us, when actually we're the ones that are putting it into place. And I would say, okay, July 6th, it's now July 24th. So it's been, 2 to 3 weeks since I started this, since I made the firm decision I am going to be a multimillionaire. I am going to be independently wealthy. My business is going to be wildly successful in ways that I can't even yet imagine. And life is going to be absolutely beautiful in all ways. Okay, so we're about 2 to 3 weeks into that decision, into that reframing of perspective and mindset. And now I'm starting to see some things shift, meaning my desire to eat healthy. I'm starting at basically the 3-week point, starting to see, you know what, I do that. Now I can tell you that's a part of my mantra that I repeat, that I haven't been repeating, but I need to repeat twice a day. It is something along the lines of, I enjoy eating healthy. I enjoy eating the fresh food of this earth. And drinking water, which, by the way, hasn't happened yet. I do not care about drinking water at all. I care more about drinking Dr. Pepper and sweet tea. But I do feel a desire to not eat all the fast food, the Zaxby's, the Chick-fil-A, which, okay, I mean the fried chicken. I'm about to go to Chick-fil-A and get a grilled chicken wrap. Because I'm not somebody who cooks. Maybe at some point when I'm not traveling and when I don't have these excuses, I'll cook, but I don't like cooking. I just want to go somewhere, pick up food that's prepared and eat it. That's what I would prefer to do, which generally that's probably going to be, at this case, Subway for that salad, which I think is delicious, and Chick-fil-A where they've got that wrap. Those are the only 2 places that I can think of that I really like. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's my ADD. See, I've got ADHD, and I get distracted by irrelevant points and then just get hooked on them and talk about them for a long time when they're totally irrelevant. But anyway, so yeah, I can tell you that 3 weeks in, I'm starting to see a little bit of a shift. It's nothing major, it's nothing monumental, but I see things shifting, and the opportunities are there, especially this one with the animal communicator. That for me is huge for my journey, for what's going on and what I think is supposed to happen in my life. But yeah, for these past few days, I don't know, I may have skipped over that whole thing. But like, I've been asleep basically for a week. Literally asleep, sleeping. And I'll get up to go to work. And I'll get up to feed my dogs. I even got up to take them out training at Lowe's once. But for the most part, I've been asleep. And it feels like that was a very intentional reset, a very intentional experience that I had to have, where my consciousness was more so needed on a different level than just this physical reality, whether it was for some sort of training or I truly don't know. I don't know. I don't have any conscious recollection of why I would have needed to be gone. And so I get that this doesn't really make sense, because it doesn't fully make sense to me either, but I just get a feeling that that wasn't just me being lazy and sleeping a week away. I do believe that there was an intelligence behind it, because I feel much more refreshed. And I think for a lot of people, if you let them sleep for a week, they're not going to feel refreshed. They're going to feel like shit, probably. They're going to be like, oh my God, I'm just, it's almost like it makes you more tired because you're sleeping so much. But I feel good. I feel refreshed. And then also waking up to that email of that animal communicator saying, okay, and I've got a call scheduled, a Zoom call scheduled for Friday at noon for us to get the ball rolling with getting this going. So that's huge. I mean, that's actually really huge, because that has the potential to single-handedly change the course of my life. But anyway, yeah, so I guess the summary of this update is that things are slowly beginning to shift. I am starting for the first time to really see some changes. I am still having to put a lot of effort and focus on keeping up with my affirmations, my mantras, which I haven't been doing. I need to do a better job at that. Like, it's already been fading, me saying those twice a day. I mean, I've probably gone 2 or 3 days without really saying them all the way through. So that's something that I have to get back on. But things are beginning to shift slowly but surely. That's crazy. And yeah, things are going well. So we're in about 3 weeks. Things are going great. So stay tuned to see what comes next.